Get full access to over 20,000 episodes with your free trial. MyOutdoorTV. Sign up today.
Du kører feberen, og driverne er meget tæt på, så vi skal have ladt op, så vi er fantastisk.
Almost all over Europe, the number of wild boars has increased to a level which necessitates a large annual cull to avoid massive damage to crops and fields. We accompany a team of hunters who help culling wild boars on a district in western Romania. Franz Elbricht Oettingen-Spielberg is a very experienced German hunter. Duncan Fraser is from New Zealand and on his first driven hunt for boars in Romania. Jochen Maas is a very experienced wild boar hunter from Germany. Joachim Moltke is from Denmark and is experienced with driven hunting but not with wild boars. Danish Jens Kjær Knudsen has a vast experience with international hunting, and not least with driven hunts. Hunting is so much more than shooting. It is also about enjoying being outdoors, about watching and learning about game and nature, about traditions, and not least, about being with friends. Before World War II, the wild boar was extinct in many places in Europe, but viable populations were still found in Central Europe, in France, and in Spain. Half a century later, this situation has drastically changed. Today, the wild boar populations are booming, and apart from roe deer, the wild boar is the continent's most numerous species of hoofed game. It is now even found in several countries where it was previously extinct, like Italy, Sweden, and Great Britain. Germany and France are prime examples of this development. 40 years ago, less than 40,000 boars were killed annually in these countries. Today, the annual cull is exceeding 500,000 boars. The reasons are numerous. The wild boars are prolific breeders. The average litter of piglets is 4 to 6, and often the sow will have 2 litters per year. The climate is now milder, and earlier and more young boars survive to breed. Mast years are more frequent, and acorns and beech nuts provide an important additional source of food. Farmers choose new crops which have drastically increased the available food for the boars. Sweden is a prime example of how fast a wild boar population can grow. In the 80s, a small number of wild boars escaped from fences in the southernmost part of Sweden, but despite attempts to eradicate the animals, the population grew. Today, Sweden has at least 250,000 wild boars, and this number is expected to double within a very few years. The wild boars are causing a lot of damage to gardens and fields, and even more to the farmers' crops. Not surprisingly, the number of traffic accidents involving wild boars has also skyrocketed. This development has made it necessary to control the populations of wild boars all over Europe by ethical hunting, which in practice means driven hunts like this one in Sweden. Being a good hunter in a driven hunt is quite demanding. Apart from being a good marksman, a good hunter must keep cool, be safety conscious, and be able to almost instantly identify the proper animals to be shot. Safety is always of paramount importance when you're hunting.
Jeg har en skytte til venstre for mig, så jeg må ikke skyde her i det område her. Og har fået at vide, at grisene vil komme foran mig. Og så har jeg sørget for, at jeg står på et nogenlunde jævnt bund, og fjernet bladene. Og så er vi egentlig klar. Så kom den første rotte.
To ensure that only the proper animals are shot, the hunter must first identify the gender and age of the approaching game, however tempting the chance may be.
Female.
Yeah. Morning. How are you?
Fine, and you? Good morning. Sleep well?
Yeah.
Apart from the actual hunting, the social aspects of a hunting trip are very important to most hunters. It gives the entire experience an extra dimension when you can share it with the other hunters and newcomers and get advice and guidance from the old hands. In many countries, it is mandatory to sign a hunting protocol to ensure that the hunter is familiar with the current rules for what can be shot and which defines the obligations and responsibilities of the hunter.
Very much. So, now I'm safe.
For safety reasons, it is important that the hunters, as well as the beaters, are very visible when in the terrain. All hunting days begin with a briefing from the master of the hunt, who carefully explains the safety precautions and what the hunters can shoot.
Leave it here.
And now everybody seems to have collected all their paraphernalia and are now ready for this morning's briefing.
And they talk with you the rules from today, what you hunted, and the others. They will know very well. The German will talk in the German.
Okay.
Okay.
Guten Morgen, liebe Gäste. Heute jagen wir im Wald Bischkea. Wir können heute schießen Sauen und Goldschakalen, wenn kommt. Bitte schön, Leitbache nicht schießen. Die Einladen von Waffe wird nur im Stand gemacht, die Entladen auch im Stand. 45 Grad nach links und rechts frei zu schießen, wenn man sein.
Okay, so we're ready. Yeah. Does everybody understood? Huh? Okay, we have pigs and jackals. Don't shoot the leading mama out of a group.
Nope.
Don't shoot any big mamas. Nope. Single. Shoot when you're shooting on the line, 45 degrees away from your neighbors. Only load the gun when you're on the stand, unload when you're going off the stand. If you've wounded something, wait until he comes to track it.
What do you say about the single?
Don't shoot any single.
No?
No?
No.
No, you just said single, so that was why.
Yeah, no, if you, be careful. I mean, he said don't shoot the leading mama.
Yeah.
If you've got a huge mama coming by itself, maybe also don't shoot that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think they have so many boar, they want us to shoot some.
Yeah. Sure you didn't pick up my gun? Because, you know, mine's pretty special.
No, this is gun awesome. And
that's gun pink though, see? That's pink.
And this is
like pink.
That's gun normal, so this is probably yours.
That's pink.
So, do you want any lessons? Anything?
Please, yeah. Give me a quick rundown. What can you tell me?
Duncan, just be careful when you, don't break it.
Yeah.
The hunters are driven to their posts by the local organizers to avoid having too many cars and too much traffic in the terrain. Everybody are in high spirits and full of expectations of the hunt.
Okay.
It seems like a good omen when this wild boar appears in front of the tractor, but it's probably just been startled by one of the beaters when walking to his starting post for the drive.
Knudsen.
Knudsen.
Yeah, thanks. You too. Give me. Ja, extra. Ja. Okay. First, ja.
Achtung. Tu.
Ja.
Nicht schießen.
Nicht schießen.
Tu, nicht schießen.
Schießen.
Ja, schießen
Okay.
hier.
Ja.
Wann man Zeit.
Ja, wann man sagt.
Safety is always of paramount importance. Just like Jens here, each hunter is shown his post and carefully explained where he can shoot safely and where his neighbors are placed.
Ja.
After Jochen, it is Joachim's turn.
I shot like 3 times as many as what friends did.
Be careful. It's good stand.
Ja?
Okay.
Hier überall schießen.
Achtung, okay.
Ja, Achtung.
Du schießen, keine Problem.
Ja, ja, ja.
Du nicht schießen.
Ja, ja, exakt.
Schießen, okay?
Ja.
Nej, jeg kommer også på nyt, okay?
Mike sejle. Jeg har fået en standplads, som er på en bakkeside, så jeg tror, vi får rigtig mange chancer til venstre for os, men det bliver svært for os at få de store skudchancer til vores højre side, fordi vi har bakketoppen, så det bliver svært at få skudfang. Men jeg er vildt spændt på, hvad vi skal opleve i dag.
The hunters are placed in a line, here marked with red. For safety reasons, the hunters are only allowed to shoot in directions up to 45 degrees to each side in front of them, as marked here with blue. Any bullet missing or passing its target will hereby have a safe backstop. It is advisable to load up as soon as you're in the high seat.
Som Frans siger, så kan de komme med det samme, så vi må hellere se at få ladt op.
Schießen, okay? One more side.
One more time.
Weather's looking pretty good for boar hunting this morning. It's nice and cold, bit of wind. Hopefully the rain stays away. It's overcast at the moment, bit of a thick drizzle, so super excited to be here. First boar hunt in Romania.
I loaded my magazines in the house in the morning, just so I don't make too much noise. Loading it now. We've got drive coming from in front of us. The beaters are gonna walk through us into the next bush, walk for probably another 1 to 2 kilometers, turn around and come back. The wind is in our face for the first half of the drive, and then it's going into the next half of the drive. So we'll see.
The more experienced hunter of driven boars, Franz Albrecht, has 2 magazines which are filled in advance and hereby speed up the loading of his rifle. Another advantage is that he can keep an eye on the surroundings, as he barely needs to look at the rifle while loading it. Now he only needs to check the light intensity of his red dot sight and adjust it to the conditions.
Vinden er rigtig. Vi er drevet imod os. Og vinden er selvfølgelig rigtig, rigtig vigtig, når man er på vildsvinejagt. Så vi står rigtig her. Der er den første. Okay. Det er over 100 meter. Det var lidt langt ude. 130-40 meter. Man er altid sådan lidt ekstra spændt den første dag og det første drev. Der er man, ligesom man er en form for til eksamen. Og det er en dejlig spænding at have i kroppen.
So this is the first time that I've used the aim point which I'm really excited to see how it works. Everyone says that it's an amazing system once you get used to it, especially on these driven boars when you've got quite a narrow area on a schnauzer like we've got here, and they come from the thicket in front of us or they come running back from behind us. You'll usually find that they come up to the edge of the bush kind of quite slow sometimes, but then once they see a gap or they see the light, they just fire across. So I suppose from what Franz tells me, you've just got to treat it like a shotgun just about, and just use that red dot and swing through the boar and pull the trigger. So he told me it's easy. So we'll try and see what happens. But very excited to use it, and a new experience here in Romania. So.
The beaters are approaching, and Duncan is very ready for his first Romanian boar.
I heard some noise just out in front of us here, and then they obviously swung around to the right here and were trying to come out. It looked like there could have been 4 or 5 there in total. A lot of fun. First pigs in Romania. Jeden Moment kann Milch kommen.
Das war gerade spannend. Ich habe mich umgedreht, ich habe nach der Seite geschaut. Auf einmal sehe ich im Augenwinkel, dass ein Keiler rauskommt. Ich drehe mich rum, er war fast wieder verschwunden. Dann habe ich geschossen und er ist sofort zusammengebrochen. Jetzt habe ich Schwarzwildfieber.
Da kriegst du. Årets første svin.
Jens has an advantage here as he is the last hunter in the line, with no neighbor to his right. Accordingly, he can safely raise the rifle and aim as soon as the boars appear. Notice how he seeks out the last boar, which has 2 distinct humps along the back and a very visible tuft of hair on the pineal sheath. At the other end of the line of hunters, Franz Albrecht is not as lucky as Jens Kjær Knudsen. He only catches a glimpse of a boar, and when the next one is clear of the skyline, he cannot shoot, as Duncan's post is right behind.
Have just gone through the line. So he must have snuck through the line and gone back.
In slow motion, it is easy to see both the 2 humps on the Kylo's back and the tuft of hair on the pineal sheath, as well as where the bullet will hit. Using 2 magazines, Joachim is getting quite fast at reloading his rifle.
first frischling. Came by itself.
The experienced Jens keeps his cool and takes his time to make a good shot. Joachim is not as experienced and gets much more affected by the situation.
Nu kører feberen, og driverne er meget tæt på, så vi skal have ladt op, så vi er fantastisk klar.
Jochen is surprised by an Überläufer crossing the track.
Gerade einen Überläufer erlegt. Erst kam ein Überläufer, es war ein weibliches Stück. Und jetzt kam noch gleich zum Überläufer Keiler, wechselte von rechts nach links rüber. Ich habe ihn über die Schneide gehen lassen und dann haben wir ihn bekommen drüben.
Kejler bare. Jens han sov bare.
Jens had fallen into a reverie when the former chance appeared, but this boar was not so lucky.
Man skal være klar. Jeg følte mig ikke sikker nok til at skyde her i anden omgang.
Although it is prohibited by law to shoot red deer on driven hunts in Romania, it is always a magnificent sight when a herd passes you this close.
A lot of fun, super excited.
The beaters are coming out of the trees, and the last drive of the day is over. The master of the hunt can present Duncan with a traditional twig and congratulate him.
Da. Weidmanns Heil.
Weidmanns Dank.
This tradition seems quite exotic to Duncan, as hunting like this is virtually unknown in New Zealand.
Young boar. I think one there, right in the shoulder. So it's not too bad. It's good. Fantastic.
Here it starts to be blood.
Oh yeah.
You see? Of blood.
Oh, a lot of blood.
Blood. And
Good.
there is down me.
Oh.
Stomach, maybe.
Oh, he's laying down there. Ja. Super. Årets første kejler. En fantastisk start på dagen.
Ein Überläufer.
Überläufer, ja.
Thank you. Sorry.
One more try.
Weidmanns Dank.
Run across the road up here. Constantly.
Good, congratulations. Your first Romanian boar, donkey.
Thank you.
Huh? Not bad.
That's awesome. I saw that one. You got this, that first one, eh?
Yeah.
Right on the edge of the bush.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Ja, war durchwachsen. Am Anfang war gar nichts. Da kamen zwei einzelne Stücke, kam ein Überläufer Bach und ein Überläufer Keiler. Da habe ich den Überläufer Keiler hinten geschossen. Und dann kam beim Rücktrieb, also die Treiber waren schon durch und sind wieder zurück, dann kam eine Rotte, da habe ich einen Frischling, so Highspeed, der rollierte richtig toll, und einen Überläufer aus der Rotte. Und dann zum Schluss kam noch dieser Keiler. Wir waren eigentlich schon fertig und ich guckte darüber so über die Schulter, oh Keiler, er drehte rum und zack.
Ist gut, der Keiler?
Ich habe noch nicht geschaut, nur mal schauen, ja.
As is tradition all over Central Europe, Jochen too must have presented an oak twig dipped in his Kyler's blood.
Weidmannsheil.
Weidmanns Dank. Ja.
Oh, ja, Wahnsinn.
Ja.
Das ist ein sehr guter Kerl.
Weidmanns Dank, ja.
Toller Teil.
Ja. Auch stark vom Wildbrett, ja.
Breit und alt.
Breit und alt, ja. Was man sich wünscht, ja.
Super. Und riesig im Wildbrett.
Ja. Ja. Komm, have a look, ja.
That's what Duncan dreams about.
You know what else I dream about?
What?
Shooting like this.
Yeah.
And it makes ja. Directly down, ja.
Fantastisk. Ikke den største gris, eller største kejler. Men en fin start på sæsonen. Vi har set så meget vildt. Både vildsvin, men også kronvildt og dåvildt. Og jeg har haft nogle vildt spændende skudepisoder. Og feberen den har rast, så det har været vildt skægt og spændende. Og så også at få lov at skyde en kejler er jo bare super, super fedt.
Yeah.
After the drive is over, it is always great to meet the other hunters and exchange stories and experiences.
We had one big, there was a jackal and one 4 or 5.
Okay.
Well, I had a few. We had a few between us.
Yeah.
On the side, I couldn't shoot at, and you didn't shoot either.
No.
But then when that
Was not safe, yeah.
Just at the end of when everything was done, and you were nearly here.
Yeah.
When we were packing, there was a wounded.
As a sign of respect, the game is put on display at the end of the hunt. The game is arranged in accordance with the very specific rules of rank, depending on species, gender, and age.
Vielen Dank auch von unserer Seite. Uns war gut organisiert, die Sicherheit war gegeben. Die Treiber sind sauber in einer Linie gegangen. Es hat jeder von uns etwas geschossen. Wir haben alle schöne Erlebnisse gehabt. Es sind 2 reife Keiler zur Strecke gekommen. Deshalb auch von uns, Ihnen und Ihrer ganzen Organisation Weidmanns Dank.
After having said goodbye to all the organizers and their assistants, our team must have a few snapshots for the album back home. This display of animals is also a very tangible proof of how profitable it is to prepare for a hunt like this. All members of this team have spent many hours practicing to identify the type of game instantly, and at the shooting range, practicing shots at moving targets. These qualities will be in high demand during the years to come, as an increasing number of wild boars must be culled in the foreseeable future. The wild boar fever will not go away for a long time.